Vinita 80. Vinita 80.
Sir.
You are
Hello?
listening, na?
Sir.
I will just. Hello, good morning. Good morning, my friends. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, please do I hear some disturbances as usual because of some initial problems. Some previous teachers left the class late. There was some confusion. Okay. Now, another one question you will see there. What is carbon footprinting? Now, carbon footprinting, common question will be asked here. It is nothing but you have to define like this. The total amount of greenhouse gases produced, particularly CO2, to directly or indirectly to support human activities. We are doing so many human activities now. You are riding your bikes, riding your vehicles,
Sir.
we are burning fire.
ಸರ್
ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ.
ನೀವು ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದಾ?
ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರ್.
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ ತಲೆ, ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಬಂತದಿಲ್ಲ. ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಕಣ್ರ. ನೋಡ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ, ನಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಲ್ಲ.
ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋನೂ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ನನ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಬೇಡ ಬಿಡ, ನನ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಬೇಡ. ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಇಲ್ಲ.
ನನ್ನ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನನ್ನ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. PPT ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, PPT ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಮುಖ ಬೇಡ. PPT ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾನಾ? ಅವನ ಯಾರ ಅವನ ಸೋನ್, ನಾನು ಜಚ್ಚಿ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ. ಅವನ ಅವತ್ತಿಂದ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ. ಬೆಳಿತೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Okay. Listen to me. Of course, I have unmuted everybody. Listen to me. Now, human activities, we are making our food, everything we are preparing concrete, etc., like that, vehicles, so many things. In that process, we are liberating carbon dioxide, particularly here. Now, the total amount of carbon dioxide produced by any organization, by any individual, etc., per year, it is known as carbon footprint. It was devised in recent years. In 2005 only, one man.
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಏನಪ್ಪಾ?
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ನೋಡು. ನಾನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನನ್ನ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಸೀವಿಂಗ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್. ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ್ಲಿಂದ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ.
ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ?
ಅಂತೀರಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ನಾನು ಎರಡನೇ ಸರಿ ಇದು ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ನಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ನೇ ಸರಿ ಬೇಡ, ಎರಡನೇ ಸರಿ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಎರಡು ಮೇಲ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಯು ರಿಸೀವ್ 2 mails. Here in second one you will get this screen, please. ನೋಡಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. 2 mails you have received.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ ಸರ್.
Sohan, that man I think went away. Second mail, please open. ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Now how will you calculate this carbon footprint? Here, if you burn 1 liter of petrol, it liberates 2.3 kg CO2. We are riding your vehicle, and if you burn petrol like that, gasoline 2.3 kg, gasoline, diesel 2.7. In America, they use gasoline, some other chemical form. That's all. Oil eating 1 liter oils. In industrial process, they use oils. They use oils 3 kgs. So, how you will calculate? Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If your car consumes 7 liters diesel per 100 kilometers, per mileage is 13.3 kilometers per liter. Here it runs 7.5. You assume we went to 100 kilometers, then it will consume about 7.5 kilometers, 7.5 liters of diesel. Then 300 kilometer distance if you go, now 7.5 liter for 300 kilometer it runs. For running 300, 7.5 multiplied by 3, 22.5 liter consumed. How much the carbon dioxide produced? 22.5 multiplied by 2.7. It will be 60.7 kg CO2 to your personal carbon footprint. Any individual, if he rides in his car 300 kilometer like that, every activity it will go like this. For example, SIT per day, how much CO2 produces? If you want to know that, so many people bring vehicles now, you have to calculate individually from which distance they come, you have to add up. And I am burning the energy for my computer now, you are also burning energy for your mobiles, etc. like that. So for each thing some standards are there, finally they will be added up. Per year any organization, how much it liberates carbon footprint. What is the meaning of this here? Here what they will do, here some summit is always going on. Recently in France it concluded, our Prime Minister Modi also he was there. For certain countries here, especially who are so much developed forward countries, they fix carbon credit per year. They have to liberate that much only, because means they have to limit the industrial process, automobile process, etc. like that. They have to keep the liberation of carbon dioxide within certain limit. That is the meaning of that. If they exceed, accord is there. That is, agreement is there among nations, and with UNESCO, UNO like this, they are following that. This one. So, for example, here if you produce 5 plastic bags, then 1 kg of CO2 will be liberated. Production of 2 plastic bottles, your bottles now, 1 kg of carbon dioxide produced. Production of 1/3 of an American cheeseburger, means if you produce 3 cheeseburgers, then it will be 1 kg of CO2 will be produced. Any either food item or when you are consuming energy like that, here directly or indirectly carbon dioxide is produced. That is called carbon footprint. You have to give these details. Of course, I will provide you in the notes, or I will share this PPT with you this way. Now, what is greenhouse gases? Again, they will ask. Greenhouse gases are those that can absorb and emit infrared radiation. From where they come, infrared radiation? From the sky, from the outer body of the sun. The sun liberates infrared radiation. Of course, they won't reach our Earth like this because ozone layer is there. They absorb and emit infrared radiation. In order, most abundant green gases in Earth atmosphere are like that: water vapor, majority. Naturally, water vapor will be there, always evaporating from seas and water bodies, etc. And at the same time, you are also producing steam, no steam, even from warm. While we are cooking, we heat up the water, steam is liberated. So carbon dioxide, you see, among those carbon dioxide is 9 to 26% contribution, greenhouse gases. So carbon dioxide is one deadly dangerous thing. Apart from that, water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, they are all greenhouse gases. Their job is they absorb and emit infrared radiation. They are not good. They warm up our world. They warm up our globe. So that is called global warming. They entrap heat inside them. They don't allow to reflect back, to escape. These infrared rays penetrating through, some of them penetrate ozone, etc., hit on the Earth's surface. They want to, here they escape. They again reflect back. But when these gases are present in here in much quantity, they won't allow them to escape. They entrap it. That's why we are seeing the continuous rise of temperature on the surface of the Earth. Nothing but heat. Now, these are all the greenhouse gases. Very simple things. Now, of course, carbon footprint, if you go to any net here, you can calculate. Ready reckoners are there. You can readily calculate all these things. Here, petrol calculation, how much today you rode, you enter it, automatically it will come. So standard house, one house, how much it liberates in year, flights, how much it liberates, etc., etc. Some standards are there. That's why we can able to calculate what CO2. Why it is necessary overall. So if carbon dioxide exceeds certain limit, what is the limit of this here now? It is 0.034%. 0.034% by volume of the total air. Air composes CO2, oxygen, nitrogen 70, oxygen 21%, carbon dioxide 0.034. Very small quantity, tiny. Earlier, before human evolution or before that, it was carbon dioxide was only 0.032%. Now it has risen by 0.002. Small rise up, but still we can see lot of effects. That's why it is deadly dangerous gas to be present more on the Earth surface. We will lose our Earth certainly if it exceeds certain limit. That's why carefully, with advanced technology, they are all calculating and limiting the production of carbon dioxide. The overall theme is like this. Now, after that, you have to write greenhouse gases, what are they, and what is that carbon footprint. Service life of building structures. Service life, what is that? How many years it will be there? Now we just see here one example. Pyramids are there since 5,000 years, 6,000 years, pyramids are there. Our temples are there built by stones, so Vaisala, etc., like that, are marble structures in North India. Taj Mahal since 500 years. Vaisala temple since 1000 years, 1500 years, like that. We do not speak about them in terms of lifespan because they are all made of natural materials. They will be there forever. For so many years, they will be. Now, but when we are using modern construction materials like concrete and steel, we cannot expect more than 100 years for them. Have you seen you just go around this? So far, we have not seen any concrete structure leaving behind 100 years. And we are demolishing them after certain age. Now, that is the thing that is called service life of buildings. With high technology, you are building buildings now, but they do not leave behind 100 years. Now we have to understand why we are demolishing after certain years lifespan. Here, deterioration mechanism you have to understand. Okay, it start deteriorating. Condition assessment. Here, by year, what is happening to its condition, we have to assess. In fact, the Taj Mahal is also deteriorating fast because of one industry located nearby it, Mathura refineries. Repair analysis, what best you can do, retain that, improve the service life, you can prolong the duration of that building, what best you can do. Recommended repair methods, if repair is possible, what type of repair you can or methods you can adopt. This one. Now, otherwise, here you have to remove the deteriorated structure, or if it is possible, repair and protect and protection of reinforcing steel. If steel is gone by rusting, by corrosion, you can replace it. Some treatments are available. Repair of facade structure. Facade means face. Face means front face, like this. Repair of service system, water supply, electricity, etc. Repair of moisture problems, some rainwater leakage, other leakages, etc. So if you evaluate all these things, service life evaluations can be made. You can understand for how much here, for how many years the building can be there, or you can enhance its life like this. This one, outlines. Now here, what we are learning here, again, very important question will be there. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, man. Outlines. Being civil engineers, you have to know these things very important because your job is not only constructing buildings. You have to maintain in good condition so that utility will be there, economical use will be there. Deterioration process and loss of function. How it deteriorates, starts, loss of function, utility will be lost. One thing you have to know, life of building constructions. Now, if I build a stone building, I told you 1,000 years, you need not speak about that. Mud house, it will be there in my own village. 200 years old mud building is still it is existing. And durability design of concrete structure, you have to know that which grade of concrete, for how many years you have designed. Modeling the service life of concrete structures. So in laboratory, you have to do PhD thesis, etc. Nothing but studies. Estimating residual service life of deteriorated reinforced concrete structure. In our old civil building now, you are all sitting, old CL 101, 102 is there. Now you sat in new GJCB black. It is a new structure. CL 101 where final year student they sit now, our all staff, faculty chambers, etc. They are all old building. You just inspect our SM laboratory or concrete laboratory. They are all old buildings, but you can see below the beam, there's or below the roof slab, the reinforcement is already corroded, etc. like that. Further, I can estimate for how many long years I can retain this structure, and afterwards, here when we have to demolish it like this, you can understand. So these are the main things you have to understand. This. Now, deterioration process and loss of function. Very, very important question. In model 1, carbon footprint, sustainable development, I told what are the traditional materials we covered in previous class. Those things will likely to come. You have to write. Material I will provide. Deterioration process, loss of function. Now you see, deterioration majorly why it occurs. Very, very important thing. Even for your own home also. Your house now, own home, house. You have to see and you have to suggest other other people. What is here, how we start? Deterioration is due to the presence of water. You see in red color. Red, this is deadly, deadly, dangerous, this water. Either in liquid or in solid. Liquid, rainwater. Solid, it could be ice, from which it is transported into concrete through cracks. Please see the figure here. Reinforced concrete is there, reinforced steel bar is there. Cracks are opened up here. Rainwater or any water, even any water from our own water supply lines, etc. Water enters through these cracks, voids will be there, and reaches this reinforcement through various cracks, etc. Now, cracks are created or widened. Further, what will happen? This water go and sit over this here around the surface of the reinforcement, and corrosion takes place. The volume increases. In previous semester we studied this, and it crosses the expansion lateral thrust pressure like this, and still cracks will be widened up. So progressing of cracks width will be there. Cracks will be widening up. Now, it is due to cracks are widened up. Why it widens? Breach. When the water enters, it breaches, becomes ice. Ice volume is no more than the water volume. So it volume increases, exerts threats. Upon freezing or thaw. Thawing means ice will again convert into liquid. That is called thawing. You have to understand this word, what is meant by thaw. Both are opposite. Freezing means solidifying. Thawing means liquidifying, turning into liquid. Now this one. Now carbonization induced corrosion. Carbonization, acidic conditions will prevail, and corrosion will be there. Chloride induced corrosion. If chlorides are present, especially in coastal areas, chlorides are there, salt. So then it will speed up, the process will speed up. The expansion of corroding steel creates tensile stresses in the concrete. It exerts thrust over that, which causes cracking, delamination, and spalling. Cracks you will notice. Afterwards, further increasing delamination. So layer by layer, it develops and it goes off. Spalling, the chunks of ear, pieces will go on fall like this. That is called spalling. Now, deterioration process, further you have to continue for this question. Carbonization, here lowest pH value in the concrete. So below 7, it reaches 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, like this it goes. Means more acidic condition. That is called carbonization. Because of presence of CO2, other things are here. The carbonization starts, in fact. Enable the corrosion of the reinforcement if water is present. So when water goes, when it mixes with CO2, carbonization takes place, pH reduces, and corrosion will take place. That is the overall summarization. This process is accelerated if fluoride is available, I told you, especially in coastal areas, which acts as catalyst. Chloride is deadly, dangerous, the chemical again there. Corrosion of embedded metals in concrete can be greatly reduced. How you can reduce the corrosion? Again, you have to tell the remedy. By sufficient concrete cover, concrete cover, over that year, above reinforcement, still concrete will be there. In extreme conditions, 75 mm will be minimum cover. The RCC code, when you read, you will get to know these things. Concrete exposed to earth, different columns, minimum 40 mm. You have to know this. You are also learning in structural engineering. Slabs, etc. like that. This is 20 mm. So you are safeguarding entry of water like this by providing extra concrete above the reinforcement, depending upon the conditions which will prevail like this. Or when you the circumstances or locations at which you are placing the concrete, you have to take care of. This one, deterioration process, main points you have to hear, catch it again here. Freeze or thaw, solidifying or liquidifying, produces pressure in capillaries or pores of concrete water expanding due to freezing. This one, if the pressure exceeds central strength of concrete, the cavity will dilate and rupture. Rupture means breaking into pieces. Tukda. The cumulative effect of successive freeze and thaw cycles. Cycles means one time it is freezing, one time it is thawing, one time solidifying, one time it is liquidifying, and disruption of paste and aggregate can eventually cause significant expansion of cranking, scaling, and crumbling of concrete. These three items you have to write like this. How deterioration takes place like this. The resistance of concrete to freezing and thawing in moist condition is significantly improved by the use of intentionally entrained air. Gentlemen, please remember, while we are designing a mixed design in concrete in previous semester, what we did, we designed certain air content, 5%, 4%. Intentionally, we provide air content in concrete so that there will be provision for thawing and freezing and thawing will be there. So we can making the concrete safe. That's why in code also it defines air content. We provided that provision in our mixed design in previous problem, last unit problem. We did it. So how much air content you are providing, nominal mix aggregate, depends upon the size of this. Of course, we took out from the table, seeing the size of aggregate we used. And conditions, severe exposure graph we studied, 7, 6, 5, 5.5, moderate exposure like this. Here, for moderate exposures, if aggregate size is 25 mm, it will be 4.5. So you have to provide 4.5 mm% minimum air content in your design mix so that there will be room for freezing and thawing problems. So that is the thing you have to understand. Now, end life due to deterioration, how life in the end for any building, material or combination of material, any single material. Now, Taj Mahal, you see only marble is used. But in our all buildings, RCC will be there, steel inside, of course, it is there. Wood will be there, brick walls will be there. We make combination and prepare the buildings now. So stone structure, pyramids, only stone. Temples, only stones they have used. They have used single one material only for all lintels, beams, foundation, roof, etc. Gopuram, temple gopuram, etc. like that. They all used single stone in ancient structure. But we do not use. We use different materials for flooring, etc. etc. So here deterioration depends upon the type of materials used and their parameters. To start deterioration in a material, several deteriorating agents are needed. You have to study so much, deep study is needed for this. For such material, it is necessary to determine the parameters that influence the deterioration process and the effect of their combination. So you have to do big study for that. Parameters could be combination of temperature, moisture content, pH value. These things, temperature, moisture content, pH value, they affect all kinds of materials. Exceeding set of critical value will mean the end life for the examined construction. If these things are more present in any one structure, it suggests that the building is in danger. For most materials, a longer exposure to deterioration parameter will result in more advanced deterioration. So longer the exposure to that kind of here deadly dangerous items, temperature, moisture, low pH value, so it here very fastly it deteriorates. So this one you have to know. These things will influence. Means materials are important for property. Now here, what is service life? Very important. Service life means for any vehicle, for any building, even for us human beings, we are expected to live 100 years, but some people will die at early 40, 50, 60, like that. Some people at later age, like that. Service, our lifespan, we tell that. Similarly, for same buildings and vehicles, service life. Service life of building component or material is the period of time after placement of concrete. We place the concrete at the day of manufacturing concrete, during which all the properties exceed the minimum acceptable values. Now, while we are putting the concrete, we examine its tensile strength, crushing strength, etc. like that. Everything, abrasion test, everything we do, they are all more than the requirement. On safer side, we do. And during the placement, we take care and we place it. Afterwards, the building will be there 40, 50 years. When routinely maintained, it means that you have to maintain it properly, the building. Maintenance is necessary. You should not be exposed to fire incidents, etc. like that. In between, you have to take care, entry of moisture, etc. like that. Painting, you have to do like this. This way you have to do. The wood windows, etc. we provide now. So RCC may be there for 80 years. The wood may not be there for 40 years. You have to replace doors after 20 years, 30 years. Flooring, vitrified we are using. Up to 25 years it may come. Afterwards you have to change like this. So that's why building component or material. So column may be there, roof may be there, wall may not be there. It may lose its strength. It may cracks up like this. So like this. Service life, that is called service life. Here there are three types of service life. One, technical service life. It is a service until a defined unacceptable state is reached. Means such as piling of concrete. Concrete is falling from the roof, columns sides are chipping out like this. Then we will tell that service life has come to end. Except below acceptable, when it is not in acceptable condition, when failure is taking place, when here the chunks, pieces, particles are falling, then we will tell the service life is ended for it. Now you just see this definition is the time in service. So it will be there serving us until a definite, defined, unacceptable state is reached. But now state is reached, the concrete is falling, etc., etc. Other materials are cracked up like this. No more. It is fearful to live inside. Bombay, it is buildings are all falling now. Even though the technical service life, they are all witnessing below their roof. Plastering is fallen, concrete is falling, reinforcement is severely exposed, bulging takes place, but still they live because they don't have space to live. They are ready to sacrifice their life than their own home in Bombay, etc. That's why so many people are buildings are collapsing now. So it is ready for collapse. Building is ready to collapse like this. That is technical service life. Functional service life. It is the service until the structure no longer fulfills functional requirements. Our utility. Building may be good enough, but it is not serving our purpose. Here your classroom. You have to sit and you have to do your studies. Classes will be conducted like this. That is the basic function of your classroom. So when it is no more, it is not functional. Here we abandon it like this, or it becomes out of date due to change in functional requirements. You see here, I told one CL101 world buildings. Smart classrooms I want to do now. Out of date. These are all out of date buildings. So what we sat, you people sat in previous semesters and went in. Those are all world buildings. I want to do one smart classroom. So then it becomes functional service life. That particular building is ended. You have to construct new building according to your own style. For example, earlier in Majestic, near Sangam, one theatre was there. Sangam theatre was there. No more it was functional because people they didn't come there at all. People stopped watching movies, etc.